She comes back, and without realizing it, he steps right back into the same rhythm. The same conversations, the same emotional availability, the same role he used to play, the one that made her feel secure while making him feel uncertain. That's not healing. That's recycling pain. And it always ends the same way, with her leaving again and him feeling more confused than before. If she left you once, and you take her back without reestablishing a new standard, you're not building a new relationship. You're giving the old one a second chance to fail, because relationships don't heal through repetition, they heal through transformation. And transformation requires accountability, not nostalgia. When a woman comes back, she needs to feel that the man she's returning to isn't the same man she left. Not because you've become cold or bitter, but because you've evolved. You've grown into someone who protects his peace, who values his emotional energy, and who no longer bends just to make others comfortable. You've seen where you were too available, too forgiving, too emotionally invested without reciprocation, and you've fixed that. You don't hate her. You're not holding a grudge. But you do have new standards, and if she wants to be part of your life again, she needs to earn her way into this new version of it. That means no instant emotional access. She doesn't get the old you for free. No falling back into the same texting patterns that led nowhere. No sleeping together just to rekindle what broke you. No ignoring red flags just because you missed her warmth. No skipping hard conversations just to avoid discomfort. Because if the relationship is going to be real this time, it has to be built from a place of clarity, not craving. From truth, not trauma. From choice, not loneliness. This is not about punishing her. It's about protecting the healed version of yourself. The man who learned that love without boundaries isn't love. It's self-abandonment. So if she comes back, let her face the new terms. Let her meet the version of you that refuses to repeat cycles. And let your actions speak where words are no longer needed. Because this time, you're not trying to win her back. You're seeing if she deserves a place in the life you've rebuilt, and if she doesn't, you'll be just fine, because the man you are now doesn't settle, doesn't chase, and doesn't apologize for becoming stronger. There comes a time in life when you realize that not everyone who once had access to you deserves that same access again. Growth demands boundaries. Healing requires standards. And love, real, healthy love, can only survive where respect and responsibility are mutual. When someone from your past returns, especially someone you once loved deeply, it's tempting to fall back into old patterns. You remember the laughs, the chemistry, the connection, but what you often forget is the pain that followed. The unanswered calls, the sleepless nights, the silent cries, and most importantly, the version of you that had to shrink, bend, and break just to keep the connection alive. So now that you're turning the page, remember this. She doesn't just get her old seat back at your table. That seat was once a privilege. It was earned with trust and emotional investment. And when it was broken, it didn't just vanish. It left scars. Scars that taught you what not to accept again. If she truly wants to be a part of your life again, she has to reapply for the role. Not with charm, not with sweet words, but with accountability, with consistency, and with genuine growth. That means you don't settle for breadcrumbs. You don't excuse half-efforts. You don't ignore red flags just because they're wrapped in nostalgia. Because here's the deeper truth. If she really wants you, she'll rise to meet the new standard. She won't ghost and come back. She won't play the same emotional games. She won't make you question your worth. Instead, she'll show up, fully, respectfully, intentionally. And if she can't do that, then let her walk away again. This time you won't chase, this time you won't break. You'll simply recognize that her exit is your blessing. Why? Because now you're seeing clearly. Now you're no longer desperate to fix what broke you. Now you understand that peace is more precious than passion. That love isn't just about holding on, it's about knowing when to let go. So no, don't go back to the same dynamic. That version of you, the one who accepted emotional scraps, the one who thought loyalty meant tolerating pain. That version is gone. That version grew. That version healed. And if love is going to work this time, it has to be different. Not perfect, but honest. Not easy, but real. Not one-sided, but mutual. It has to be love that builds you, not breaks you. Love that sees you, not overlooks you. Love that protects your soul, not just feeds your ego. So set the new terms. Let them be rooted in your healing. Let them be shaped by your growth. And let them filter who truly deserves a seat at your table. Because this is your new chapter, and this time you write the rules. Final message: when she comes back, don't ask why she left. Ask why she thinks she can return without changing anything. You don't owe anyone a performance. You don't need to explain your growth, your silence, or your standards, because now you're no longer trying to prove your worth. You've already found it. And if someone can't meet you where you are now, they were never meant to walk with you into what's next. Let your peace speak. Let your boundaries stand. Let your healed self respond with quiet strength. This isn't about being heartless. It's about being whole. It's about